No, 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 no. Oh, beautiful. Czesi! 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 Vyhrajeme! Češi! Vyhrajeme! Češi! Vyhrajeme! Obšvíc! Hej, Obšvíc! Češi! 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 Hej!
Číslo 8, Ondřej Beránek. Číslo 93, Matěj Stránský. Číslo 95, Daniel Voženílek. A číslo 96, David Tomášek. Reprezentantem týmu je pan Radim Rulík. Asistenti pan Činický a Tomáš Plekanec. Let's introduce the lineup for Team Switzerland. Goalkeepers, number 40, Attila Schmidt. And number 63, Leonardo Cidoni. First line, number 43, Andrea Glasa. Number 90, Roman Josi. Number 13, Nika Hischier. Number 21, Kevin Fiora. And number 22, Bruno Niederrata. Second line, number 14, Dean Kukan. Number 97, Jonas Ziegenthal. Number 79, Halvin Turkau. Number 85, Sven Andrigetto. And number 88, Cristo Berci. Third line, number 54, Christian Marti. Number 55, Roman Löffel. Number 11, Sven Senkala. Number 59, Dario Senior. And number 68, Fabrice Herzog. Fourth line, number 45, Mikhail Fora. Number 10, Anders Amu. Team Switzerland. Dámy a pánové, do arény právě teď vstupuje tým Česka!
And so we've reached the final. It is the host team, Czechia, against Switzerland in this bubbling cauldron here in Prague. Not a seat to be had. It's a country of 10.5 million people. An estimated 2.5 million watched their semifinal win over Sweden yesterday. The Czechs are trying to win a gold medal for the first time since 2010. Their first on home ice since they were Czechoslovakia in 1985. And the officials for this game, Michael Campbell from Vancouver is one of the referees, along with Mikael Holm of Sweden, Nick Berganti of the United States, Ludvig Lundgren of Sweden will work the line. It is a historic night for both countries, really. For Patrick Fischer in Switzerland, trying to win a gold medal at the World Championship for the first time. They won silver in 2013 and 2018. Those are their only medals in the last 70 years in this tournament. Radim Rulik's been very successful at many levels for the Czechs, trying to take his team over the top on home ice. They have one player who's won an IIHF gold medal. That's Roman Chervenka. He was a member of their gold medal team back in 2010. The Swiss are 8-1. The Czechs are 7-0-2. They both pulled off what you would say were upsets in the semifinals. The Swiss a shootout win over Canada, and the Czechs took apart the powerhouse Swedes 7-3 in their semifinal. And the Czechs were bolstered by the late addition of Martin Necas, Pavel Zacha, and of course David Pastrnak to their lineup. And one of the great stories for Switzerland, 36-year-old Leonardo Giannoni leads the tournament in save percentage at .935. He's got a 5-1 record. And for the Czechs, it is Lukas Dostal, the 23-year-old third-round pick of the Anaheim Ducks in his third NHL season. The youngest of the three goalies for Czechia has seized the goaltending job. Roman Josi, already an MVP once in this tournament. He's won 2 silver medals for the Swiss. Rito Berra, the third goalie for Switzerland. Dino Niederreiter, the other 2 players who have 2 silvers in 13 and 18. And here we go.
Stay, boys. One stick down first. Go.
And away we go. The Swiss are the home team. They'll have the last change. Kevin Fiala chips out ahead. 7 goals in 7 games since joining the Swiss team from the LA Kings end of the season, and his wife having a baby. He and Dominik Kubalik of Czechia both became new dads since the tournament started. And Fiala picks that free. Back to Andrea Klauser, shoots, it got through. Dostal saved, the rebound bounced away from Nico Hischier. And played back to center ice by Pastrnak. Kubalik's wife gave birth on May 10th, the day the tournament started. In the morning, he played that night for the Czechs against the Finns in their shootout win. In comes Martin Necas. He's poke checked there by Jonas Siegenthaler. Necas back on it, picked up by Kubalik, and now Christoph Bergi back with it. Chip back down to the Czech line. David Kamp goes back to pick it up, scored a huge goal for the Czechs in their semifinal win. A 2-2 goal to tie it in the first period. The Czechs then scored 3 goals in under 3 minutes. In the second period, they chased Philip Gustafsson for the Swedish goal, went on to that 7-3 victory.
Switzerland goes to work right away, almost grabs a rebound here as Dostal kicks it out just past Hischier's stick as he shook loose of Radko Gudas, which is no easy thing to do. The whole sequence started with Jakub Krejcik crashed in behind the boards. Czechia wasn't sure if he was going to play, took a puck in the face last game. His face is a mess, but he's going with it with a cage on.
Czech defenseman Jan Ruta suspended 1 game for an elbow to the head of a Swedish player. As barreling in was a chance there for Hayek just missed his caution, couldn't cash on the rebound. So Ruta suspended for the 1 game. They've added a player today. Jan Skok has been added as Kondratek moves in, shoots! Giannoni made the save. And the puck flips high in the air. So the Czechs declared Jakob Fleck injured and added Skotka this morning. Fleck did miss the last game for the Czechs. Kondratek fires that back in for Cervenka. The veteran Czech captain back in front for Sedlak. Gets picked off by Calvin Turkov. Kondratek stepped into him. And as much as the two teams are a story here, this crowd is a big part of it as well. Boisterous, loud from the face-off. There are watch parties all over the country. In the old town here in Prague, in Brno, in Ostrava, in Bohemia. Krejcik winds in. The tournament tennis record has already been broken. It was set here back in 2015. Baranek lays that back around. And Mate Stransky chips that back in for Krejcik, wearing that full shield. Here's Baranek. Back down to Stransky. Baranek shoots, that's kicked away. Stransky scored the power play goal against the Swiss. The round robin, meaning they tied that game at 1. And now Gudas chips that back for Baranek. Swiss have 2 shootout wins in the tournament. There will not be a shootout tonight. If they're tied in regulation, they'll play 3-on-3 in overtime until there's a winner. Pasternak winds in. Now Palat back on it. Yossi trying to knock that ahead. Zaka plays it back for Michael Kempny. Picked up by Pasternak. He's crunched in the corner there by Glauser. Pasternak gives it right back to him. And Gaetan Haas goes back to pick it up for the Swiss. Fired back down to the Czech zone. Just Sherve, a big hit there on David Spacek. And now Kemp back the other way. In comes Kemp. Drops it off for Nature's a centering pass for Kempny, knocked away, and back comes Fiala the other way. One-on-one with Skotka, his first shift of the game, first shift of the tournament. And Fiala lifts out on goal, and Dostal makes the save. Jorka played the World Championship 2 years ago for the Czechs. He's been with them the entire time in their camp. But imagine making your tournament debut this year in the gold medal game.
Jumping into this. Everything on the line. No easy task.
Siegenthaler fires that down. It bounces high off the glass. Libor Hayek back to pick it up. Here's Cervenka on it. Roman Cervenka. Battles for the side of the goal. It bounced away. Now brought ahead by Kasha. Moves away from Berchi. Andre Kasha back on it. Plays it off the back of the goal. Cervenka chops that back in front. Andrighetto couldn't find it. Picked up by Lukas Sedlak. In comes Sedlak. He took a whack there from Turkov. Sedlak back over. Kasha back in front. Cervenka just missed that. And now Gudas' shot. That was blocked by Andrighetto. What a pace here in the first 5 minutes. Christian Marti back to pick it up. Yossi ahead for Philip Kurashev, who's back in the Swiss lineup. And icing called against the Swiss. What a chance here.
Best chance. He go behind that, laterally back through before Turkov can retreat, and it goes right past Cervenka slightly on his front foot, but it's there to slam in the open net for the 38-year-old captain who's having a fantastic tournament. Would love to see the man lead his country to a gold.
2-time Swiss League MVP. Captain of the Olympic team in 2022.
Best forward of the 22 World Championship. Dynamic in this tournament before.
Sentler plays along the boards. Picked off by Stransky with a shot. Rebound loose in front. Baranek put it wide. Kempny back on it. And Kurashev settles things down. Young Chicago Blackhawk for Marti. High off the glass, and Baranek went leaping to knock that down right into the Swiss bench. I've seen guys push him before. I've never seen a guy jump into the other team's bench before.
Climb the outfield fence to make a catch. Whatever it takes.
Away comes Pasternak. Drops that back to Palat. And Palat chips that back down to the Swiss zone as Yossi's back to pick it up. A Norris Trophy finalist again for the top defenseman award in the NHL. He won it back in 2020. Here's Haas with it. Plays at the center ice. Kondratek in a race there with Andres Ambul playing in his record 19th World Championship. His 141st game. Also a record. Siegenthaler slaps it back across to Kukan. One of the keys for the Swiss has been quick starts in these medal round games. Up 2-0 on both Germany and Canada in the semifinal. Here's Kukan with it. Looks ahead for Hischier. That's knocked down by Skotka, who appears to be taking a semi-regular shift on defense for the Czechs. 28-year-old. Plays in Brno, Czechia's second largest city.
He's going pretty quickly. They don't want him out there against Hischier line, though. He changed quick.
Away comes Hayek with it. Libor Hayek plays that back down to the Swiss zone. Jonah gave it away loose in front. That was knocked away by Hischier, or Kampf was right there to tap it in. Pasternak plays it back. Hayek a shot. Save made by Giannone. Rebound kicked away. Natchez back on it down to Hayek. In comes Hayek, a sharp angle shot. Giannone got a piece of that. Glove down by Niederreiter and moved back to the Czech zone.
Czechs electing to shoot from angles, even from outside. Not a bad idea.
Natchez plays across to Krejcik. Two dominant teams from Group B came here to Prague to play the Czechs. And both were beaten. Czechs beat the US 1-0 in a nail-biter, then blew out the Swedes in the semis. Turkov, lead pass for Yossi jumping in. Roman Yossi pivots back. Slides it down to Turkov. Sedlak steps into him. Here's Cervenka with it. Lead pass now to Kasha. Andre Kasha sends that back down. Yossi chops out of the way as Turkov is waiting for it. Kondratek at center ice. Bottle up Andrighetto, and Andrighetto chips it back down to the Czech zone. Thomas Kondratek plays for Třinec in the Czech League. They just won their 5th consecutive Czech League title. Michael Kempny, who plays in this arena for Sparta Prague, chips it back around. It's a big day in Czech sports. Sparta Prague soccer team closed out the season this year, winning another Czech Soccer League title as Baranek moves in. In comes Baranek 1-on-3, waiting for help to arrive off the bench. And Baranek tied up in the corner by Kukan. Now Pasternak comes in to help out. Pasternak wins that battle for the puck. It's picked off by Fabrice Herzog up ahead for Dario Simeone. And Skotka straightened him up at the Czech blue line. Pavel Zacha. Chipped out ahead, Palat on it. Skotka back out there, steps into Haas. Palat moves it ahead, rink wide for Pasternak. In comes David Pasternak, winds in, feeds it across to Zacha. Back in front, oh, what a stop by Giannone. Palat with a great chance. And Leonardo Giannone makes the stop. 10:47 to go in a scoreless opening period. This festival and celebration of hockey wrapping up with Game 64 today. A gold medal game between Czechia and Switzerland. The Swiss have been so good in the preliminary round the last 3 years. 18-2-1. They have lost 4 straight quarterfinal games going into this year.
But it feels like this opportunity, this gold medal game, is sort of the culmination of a 10-year journey to close the gap between Switzerland and the top countries. And they have.
Here's Fiala back with it. And Fiala works it back in. Camp reaching for it. The Swiss feel like they're ready to take their place among the top nations in the game. Glauser plays that back in. When you think about it, they've got stars in the NHL. Yossi's one of the best D-men in the league. It's a quick chance for Hischier, also one of the top centers in the league. He's stopped in tight by Dostal. Brought back by Natchez. Winds in and Josi goes back. And Natchez stepped into him. Camp races to the loose puck. Hischier back on it. Plays it back around for Josi. Hischier gave up his captain C for Josi. When Josi arrived from Nashville just prior to the start of the tournament. Cervenka up for Lucas Sedlak, and Sedlak chips that back down to this Swiss zone. Giannone has to pounce out for that as Sedlak was lurking dangerously. Still no score here in the first period of the 2024 gold medal game at the World Hockey Championship.
Try it with us and also with our virtual mirror. Witness the passion, the skill, and the legendariness. With a great smile, be lipstick, or your cheering face. Choose your colors as you like. Hello! Nobody mentioned. Greetings! Hello! Stand your virtual mirror in the Tina and find your look yourself. Tina, beauty that scores. Not today, don't worry. Tina also makes products for you. Hello! Tina, the beauty of life.
Shots are 7-3 Czechia midway through the opening period, so the Swiss have withstood this crowd. Verchi with a face-off against Lucas Sedlak, 31-year-old. The veteran Czech team. The Swiss have 5 players who have played at least 8 World Championships. That long shot drifts wide by Andrighetto. Back for Fora. Michael Fora's shot was blocked there by Sedlak. Scored 2 breakaway goals against the Swedes in the third period of the semifinal on identical moves. Here's Fora back with it. Fora banks it back around for Andrighetto. That missed. And now Marty back with it. Down to Turkov. Turkov back to Fora. Skipped away from him. And a race now for Kasha. With Simeon coming off the bench, Kasha brings it in. Picked up by Turkov. Now the Czechs are changing. As Turkov winds in across the line. Shoots! And Dostal makes the glove save, and Krejcik's into it with Simeon. Krejcik has a nasty gash on his nose, under his right eye.
All over his face after getting hit with a puck last game, but he's Radko Gudas' D partner on what is effectively the first pair for Czechia. So it was very good news that he was able to patch himself together enough to play in the game tonight.
It is absolutely thunderous in here tonight. Baranek knocks that down to the Swiss line, skates through Josi, but he lost his stick. And Sven Sentler plays that back down to the Czech zone as Radko Gudas goes back for it. A second-generation Czech national team player. His dad, Leo, played in 5 World Championships. Couple of Olympics for the Czechs. Here's Gudas back with it. And yes, his dad was exactly like him. And here is Krejcik with it. He's been terrific, the 32-year-old.
Can't get over how much stuff is on his face to try to block that out in play.
Krejcik, long shoot in, and Giannone hangs on to that.
Physical play, going to be all over the ice. Keep your head up at all times. Tomaszek gets Klauser trying to get the blue line and dump it in. And nothing new there. Both these teams will be very physical. The board work will be rugged. And Switzerland does not mind that kind of play at all. They'll give it as good as they take it.
And Glauser's the best example of that. Here's Hischier for the face-off, the 25-year-old, first overall pick in 2017 by the Devils. Off the draw, Niederreiter trying to knock that away, but Hayek plays it back for Natchez. Spins and shoots, that was blocked by Hischier. And Natchez retreats and plays it back for David Spacek. The Columbus, Ohio-born Czech defenseman. His dad Yaroslav was playing there when he was born. His dad was on a golf trip this week in Ireland. He's coming in for the semifinal and gold medal game. Sorry to interrupt your golf trip, Dad, but we're playing for a gold medal here at home. Thought you might want to come and watch.
He was here earlier in the first week, obviously away for the second.
Klauser settle things down here. As he picks it back out. Long shooting, knocked away by Dostal. Shervey goes after it, Haas on it. Some old hands out there for the Swiss. Shervey, Ambule. As Yossi knocked that down. Ambule, the oldest player in the tournament, steps into Skutka. Plays that back to Klauser. Ambule is not just a figurehead for this Swiss team. He's a productive player on the first power play. As Pasternak skates away from Haas. Away comes David Pasternak across the line. Works in, goes behind the back. Klauser's lost his stick. Played back at the point to Kempny. Michael Kempny shoots it back down. Pull out with a chance. That's swept away by Giannoni. Big hit there by Zacha into Klauser. And now Andrighetto with it. Chipped that by Zacha, kept in by Kempny, and that's gloved down by Klauser. Zacha trying to take it away. Chipped back down to the Czech zone. Kempny plays it back for Gudas. Back around to Kasha. Rink wide he goes for Kempny. In comes Michael Kempny. Shoots and fired that just wide. Kasha picks it free. Drops it back for Krejcik with a shot. That's just wide. And Turkov goes back to pick it up for Switzerland. At the line. Helped by Sedlak, but it came just out. And the play is called offside.
This has been a heavy first period. Chance here, Krejcik gets a shot. And Switzerland, who went there, another one of the big hits by Zach. Switzerland came into these semifinals as having the fewest block shots per game in the tournament. Not even 7 per game. Put up 24 against Canada.
Right.
So, because they amped up their commitment to get in the lane, prepared to do it again. They're fast enough that when they get in that lane, they can make it hard to get shots through from the point.
Lawful plays that back for Christian Marty. A number of these Swiss players play in the CHL for Blainville in the Quebec League. Simeon back on it. Dario Simeon pivots back in the corner, feeds that back to Lawful. Romain Lawful shoots, and Dostal makes the save through traffic. 5:51 to go here in the first period.
Poslední zápas šampionátu a na pořád zbývají nějaká trička. Tak vám neznamená, seznejme!
5:51 to go here in the first period. No score between Switzerland and Czechia, being in the gold medal game of the World Championship for the first time.
Plays in the offensive zone are going to have to be quick on both sides. The coverage gets back tight very fast. So if there's an opening, you have to hit it right away or it'll close up.
There's Fora back with it.
Boy,
Natchez all over four. That was a dangerous look.
do not want to handle that around Natchez.
Kurashev flips it back down to the Czech zone. Hayek. Tied up there by Kondratek. And now Kubalik back on it. Fora. Knocked down. Kurashev shoots. It was blocked by Hayek. Kurashev back on it. Tied up by Natchez. Kurashev. Back for Andrighetto. He's bumped off the puck by Kondratek. The former Washington Capital taps that back to Libor Hayek, who was once upon a time a Tampa second-round pick. He was dealt to the Rangers in the Ryan McDonough, JT Miller trade. Part of that package that went the other way. In comes Sedlak after it. Cervenka. Cervenka plays that back for Sedlak. Here's Cervenka back on it. Sedlak trying to dig that free. Cervenka as well. And Kasha wins the battle for the puck. Back at the point. Here's Spacek back across to Kempny. Feeds it back to Sedlak. A fluttering shot. Janoni made the save as Cervenka was there right in front for the deflection.
That's good work in the corner. Create the turnover, and then try to beat your guy back to the front of the net. Cervenka, Kasha, both with a half step to the offensive side. Kasha gets a little touch. It's a little touch to chip it up into Janoni, who's had tougher of the saves to make in the first period. He's been up to the task.
Here's Gudas. Plays it back down to Palat for Pasternak, rather than that shot kicked away by Janoni. Now back to pick it up is Gudas. Radko Gudas. Punched in the corner by Herzog. And Simeon swings back for it. In Krejci collide. Zacha back across to Palat. And Palat puts that back to center ice. Central goes back as Pasternak watches him. Yossi back forward inside, 4 to go. That puck is chipped back down to the Czech zone. And Skoka goes back to pick it up. Played 1 year in Finland, other than that his entire career in Czechia. Tomasha up for Kondratek. Thomas Kondratek throws it back in front. That's knocked away by Haas. Haas works away, along with Marty and Sherve. And Kondratek took that away from him. Flips it back to center ice. He's trying to find Stransky, and now Stransky back with it. Stransky got bumped down the lineup when Natchez, Straka, and Pasternak arrived. Now here's Natchez with it. He was flying against the Swedes yesterday in the semifinal. 4-point game. Perchi works it and shoots at the goalpost. Reagan right off the pipe. Another point shot. Bounces around in front. Kicked down by Skutka. Plays it off the glass and back down. Natchez racing after it. Martin Natchez has help arriving. Looks back and shoots. That goes off the foot of Siegenthaler. And Hayek can't hold the line. In comes Kasha. Kasha winds in. Has Janoni down. Czechs are making a late change. Spacek a long shot. And Fora blocked that. On back out by Fiala. Kevin Fiala works in, sends it back across for Niederreiter. That pass just missed. Cervenka's got it back for the Jacks. Cervenka up in for Kasha. That was knocked down, and Fora has it back. Gathered back up by Romain Loeffel. Plays for Zurich in the Swiss League. They won the Swiss Championship this year, coached by Mark Crawford. Loeffel slaps that down. It was blocked by Gudas. Now picked up by Palat. Off he goes with Pasternak. Palat to Pasternak. Waits, sends it back for Kempny. It goes off his skate. And Kempny has to regroup. Goes ahead to Pasternak. Flips it back down to the Swiss zone. Palat goes after it. Pasternak back on it. Palat drops it back. Pasternak goes behind the back. It's leveled by Herzog. Zacha with a shot. And that hit by Herzog snapped Pasternak's stick in half. As As Kukan's back to pick it up, but the Czech fans didn't like that hit.
Drag the puck through your feet in the middle of a high slot, expect to get hit. And he did. Clean, hard, no problem.
Kukan with it, lifts it back down to the Czech zone. Krejcik up in for Baranek. That bouncing puck is gloved by Dostal. The pass in the vicinity, he'll hang on.
Switzerland came close on the Berchi shot off the bar. This whole thing was set up because Berchi took a good angle on Natchez, turned him over, and was able to take advantage. He's trying to go through his feet here, head down completely. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It doesn't feel very good, but good hard hit by Herzog. Back and forth they've gone. One way to watch, Switzerland has gone, you've seen it before, Fiala scored a goal against Finland this way. They will shoot the puck in a controlled breakout from their own side of the red line on the goalie, trying to find a flyer. So Czechs need to watch those long shots onto the pads of the goalie with guys racing for loose pucks.
They also do the long shot off the inboards, creating a race, which we saw Pasternak score on in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Overtime winner in Game 7. Swiss have to tag back up as Hayek plays it up for Natchez. Final minute now of the opening period. In comes Natchez, drops that back for Spacek for Hayek. Hayek waiting for a line change to be completed, moves it ahead for Sedlak. Tonight a hat trick yesterday on an offside review.
Take it. It's been an eventful period for Glauser, who's been the target of some hard, clean hits. But you give, you take. You go to the bench.
Baranek leaping for that puck up to the Swiss bench. Siegenthaler gave a little tug there to hold him back.
No one, it looked from the ice that Siegenthaler might have bent down to help him up. In fact, he was holding him back down there. No friends out there tonight.
There's Kukan back with it. There's it ahead for Hischier. He's got Niederreiter streaking ahead. In comes Nico Hischier with a head of steam. Hischier, a backhand shot goes way wide. Now Niederreiter back on it. He fires. That's wide as well. Siegenthaler keeps it alive. Kempny up for Cervenka. Takasha back for Cervenka. Final seconds now of the period. Cervenka has a look. Sends it towards the goal. Knocked away by Giannoni. And the horn sounds as the Czechs have the edge in shots, 11-7, but there's no score here in the opening period. It's the gold medal game of the 2024 World Hockey Championship in Prague.
Máme pro vás pochopitelně připravený přestávkový program. Protáhneme se, vytváříte znovu naprosto neopakovatelnou unikátní atmosféru. Well, that was the first period of the gold medal game between Team Switzerland and Team Czechia.
Now we need it, What the stadion? Good boys. Come on, beat the boys. Now beat the boys. Yeah, boys. Come in, guys.
members of the facility, please be aware of serious injury from pucks and
Put your hands up, put your hands up.
Shit! Hey, enough! Enough! Ouch!
but they still supported their team until the end. And I believe in Ostrava,
the fans there was awesome as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Team Great Britain should be back in 2026. And we must mention the fans from Switzerland. They created a wonderful tournament. Thank you so much for Prague, dear Swiss fans. And now, back to the tournament. Já si přesně vzpomínám na několik letů. První mistrovství, které jsem měl v roce 1992 zde v Praze. Československo podlehlo v semifinále po samostatných nájezdech v Finsku. Markus Ketter nás chytal, ale o bronz hráli se Švýcarskem. Skončilo to 5-2. O roku 2004 dalším domácím šampionátu se nebudeme bavit. Tam to dopadlo tak, jak to dopadlo ve čtvrtfinále. Ale říkal jsem si, ta nejlepší hokejová atmosféra neopakovatelná. Tak ta bude z květnového zápasu ve čtvrtfinále, kdy Jaromír Jágr dal 4 a nakonec jsme porazili Finsko. Ale doufám si tvrdit, že ty poslední zápasy to překonávají a ukazuje se nejen, že jste nejlepší fanoušci a faninky, ale že jste čím dál lepší, což je unikátní.
Já musím jedině souhlasit opět, protože už to, co se dělo ve skupině při souboji s Kanadou, bylo naprosto fantastický. A potom přišla taková malá reminiscence toho 2004, čtvrtfinále týmu USA a to, co se dělo a v tom semifinále se Švédskem. Já opravdu nemám slov.
Ne, myslím si, že to je večer, který si budeme připomínat, ale mám jistý pocit, že si budeme připomínat i neděli. Čekají nás ještě 2-3 dny na proslé fantazie, ale teď si pojďme vrátit k té největší české radosti, která zavládla včera po semifinálovém boji proti Švédsku. IIHF World Championship will be here in less than a year. Time flies, to be honest. 7 goals in Swedish net happened for the first time from the Czechoslovakian side since 1985. What a game, but we should not forget Team Switzerland. They finished second in Group A, but they needed to travel to Australia to face Germany in a tough quarterfinals. They were victorious, and yesterday a drama, a battle, penalties, overtime. The game had everything in. Team Switzerland beaten Canada, the reigning world champions 3-2, and I think that they will not forget this game for sure. But now, back to our game, back to the gold medal game here at the IIHF World Championship, and I think that we should show you the highlights of the first period. Here they are.
as Zastal stops all 7 shots he faces in the opening period. And part of the story here, Jakub Krejcik returning for the Czechs. Taking a puck to the face yesterday. Radko Gudas has his defense partner at his side. Leonardo Giannone stopped all 13 Czech shots in the opening period. Roman Josi played 6.5 minutes, but Dean Kukan actually played more for the Swiss. So did his partner, Jonas Siegenthaler. And Gudas unsurprisingly led the way for the Czechs. Lead pass to Roman Josi working in. Josi plays that back to Glauser, shoots, and Zastal makes the stop. Voting for the tournament MVP and the All-Stars had to be in by the end of the first intermission.
Thank goodness you reminded me, as I might have missed the deadline. Kevin Fiala certainly would be given strong consideration to be on the all-tournament team, or the tournament MVP. It's tough though in a 0-0 game of the gold medal game to pick who the MVP of the tournament is, because it might be dependent on how the rest of this game goes.
That puck lifted high off the glass by Spacek. And Niederreiter backed into Kempny there. Now it's picked up by Necas. And to Dominic Kubalik. Kubalik winds in. He scored twice against the Swedes. And now Necas picks it free. Necas sending to Kubalik. A rocket goes high.
Well, he took that one in the head.
Now Josi in the corner for Hischier, still scrambled. Loose in front, Johnny got a stick on that. And was able to corral the bouncing puck.
Quick turnover, find a guy in the slot, get a shot. Exactly what happens. Necas finds Kubalik, and this puck rings right off the top of the mask of Giannone. We're gonna go over the net anyways. He said some moments with his mask in this tournament, straps coming off and things coming loose, and whatever it might be, but
Kubalik's had a nice tournament for the Czechs. 5 goals in 9 games. Had a down year in Ottawa, 11 goals in 74 games. Did 30 as a rookie in Chicago. He's a one-time shooter.
he has to play on the power play for him to be most effective.
Here's Pastrnak with it. David Pastrnak tied up by Turkov. There's not been a penalty call yet in the game. Canadian Michael Campbell and Mikael Holm from Sweden are today's referees.
There's one.
Yep. And that'll be Bergio goes off. Dostal makes his way to the bench as Pastrnak brings it in, but it's touched up by Siegenthaler. And with a minute and a half gone here in the second period, Czechia will get the first power play.
Bergi, a physical forward, skates through the legs of Kondracek. Pastrnak didn't like this non-call. I don't mind that not being a call. But right after that, that's Bergi right through the back of the legs of Kondracek, sends him for a spill. You know what you're doing. He drags his feet there. He drives out from under him, and easy call to make. Czechs go to power play. 7 for 22, 32%.
6 different goal scorers. Kubalik has 2. The Swiss penalty killing has been a problem. They've allowed 10 power play goals. There's Trebek with a chance, and Giannone got a piece of that. In the opening second of the power play, the Czechs almost opened the scoring.
Nice pass from Spacek to find the seam through the Swiss forward to get it to Cervenka.
10 power play goals allowed by the Swiss. One of the highest in the tournament. Now back at the point. Played back by Spacek. A long shot kicked up by Giannone. Rebound loose in front.
Oh.
Sitting there, knocked away by Marty. Spacek back with it. Played ring wide by Cervenka. Goes off the skate of Pastrnak. Spacek kept it alive. Kasha comes in for it, wins that battle for a moment, and now on his backhand for us, sends it down.
That would have been an absolute empty netter for Cervenka if it doesn't hit Marty in the skate.
Swiss penalty killing percentage is the second worst in the tournament. Only Austria was worse.
Their worst.
Palat bumps into Hischier, and that's going to end the power play. That's going to be an interference call on Andre Palat. So the power play is over with 48 seconds left.
Choppy play on the breakout. Czechia cost them. Want to get back, and everyone wants to come up the ice together. There's a drop pass to nobody in particular, and Hischier jumps the route like a good defensive back. Here's the first chance off the faceoff. Kovacic gets it through. Cervenka doesn't get all of that. Heals a little bit. Dangerous play. Here's the pass. Oh boy, Marty's there. He's reacting to it. Pasternak could have shot it, but he elected to go. And Giannoni's gone. He's not going to get anywhere near the puck if that gets through. That is an empty netter.
Wow. He's had a couple of looks. Cervenka's had some really good chances here in the first period a bit. So now it's 4-on-4 for 48 seconds. Turkov with a face-off against Kemp. Broke back to Siegenthaler, back across to Josi with a long shot. And Dostal makes the save. Two of the strong MVP candidates there. Josi with the shot, Dostal with the save.
Josi is doing exactly what you would think Roman Josi would be able to do. He's a dominant player. He's playing more minutes than anyone else, 24 plus per game. He's the tournament.
In the country known for precision, is that and more. Leads the tournament in average time on ice. Now Josi feeds that back for Andrighetto. That missed. Andrighetto got it picked up by Camp. Natchez is away along with Camp. In comes Martin Natchez. Winds in, spins back, has a look and shoots, and a bouncing puck in front, stopped by Giannoni, with Camp parked right there.
David Camp establishing tight inside position. Puck's turned over. Natchez is always dangerous. 4-on-4 open ice. Camp goes right to the front of the net and pins Giannoni and Siegenthaler right on the lip of the crease, and forces Siegenthaler to fall into his own goaltender. I don't know how you're expecting to see anything or find the puck through that mass of people.
Martin Natchez, Carolina first-round pick in 2017 at 24 goals this year for the Carolina Hurricanes. Krejcik. His specialty is overtime. And that would appear to be a distinct possibility at the moment. Siegenthaler with it. This game, by the way, being played on the NHL-sized ice surface.
Hence all the collisions.
Yeah. All right, so now a minute and 12 power play for the Swiss. In comes Niederreiter, bouncing puck in front. Sedlak knocked that away. Now another chance at Dostal to stop their ambule. Fiala works back in the corner for Josi. Josi back to Fiala. Lots of traffic in front as Fiala winds in. He was poke checked by Kasha. And Kasha with a steal has Sedlak moving ahead. Kasha just slings that back down to the Swiss zone. 30 seconds to go in the Swiss power play. Hischier. The Swiss are 12 for 40. They scored 5 in one game against Austria. They trailed that game 2-0 and 3-1. Fiala plays it across for Josi. Took the lead late. The Austrians tied it. The Swiss finally went with a power play goal late. Under a minute to go. Fiala back for Josi. It skipped away from him. Final seconds of the power play. Josi works it back down. Haas for Josi with a chance, and Dostal shuts that down. Out comes Palat from the penalty box. Camp flips it back to center ice. Hischier has the range back with Palat coming in on him, his New Jersey teammate. And Hischier up for Herzog. Chips it back to Hischier with a step on Palat. In comes Nico Hischier, pulls it back to his feet. And it's taken away by Gudas. Kempny winds his way out. Lead pass to Palat. Berchi had it taken by Pasternak. Swings it back in front. Saka couldn't quite reach it. It just feels like the puck is an inch away from where the Czechs need it. Saka stepped into Marty. And Dostal out to play it. Zaka winds it in for Pasternak. That's dumped down by Kurashev. And now Marty back with it. for Calvin Turkov, former Kelowna Rocket in the Western Hockey League. Turkov swings it back around for Simeon. Dario Simeon moves around Spacek, walks right back out, pivots back. Spacek lost an edge. Simeon walks right back in front, and Dostal makes the save on him and hangs on.
Zaka frustrated, the puck wasn't rolling a little bit quicker. Pasternak tries to find it, it's blocked by Marty, but then it's two defensive players, Berchi and Turkov, both poking it away just before Zaka can get there. And you're right, that's been the story of the chances for Czechia in this game. Seemingly on the verge of a glorious chance and then having it turned away at the last second.
The top two defensive teams in the tournament in terms of save percentage.
Not surprising that we find them here in the final.
Czechs just 15 goals against, the fewest in the tournament. Klauser, long shot that deflects off a skate and away. Simeon chops that towards the goal. It's picked up and moved up by Skotka. Klauser hustles back. At the point, Kondratek chips it back ahead for Natchez. At the line, Camp couldn't hold it, and the play's offside. No score here in the second period, the gold medal game of the 2024 World Hockey Championship.
Now it's time for the last time to vote for Skoda Fan of the Game. You're listening to the official IIHF app that is brought to you by Skoda. There will be two options, and you're voting in the IIHF app. And here are two candidates. Atari Sobry Wojciechowski, Tanco, Uryto Szwajcarsko, Lewaczesko. Show us some moves! Prima opponents, Szwajcarski, co zwycięży, wychodźmy! It's up to you to vote. Okay, really amazing! Skoda, fanoušky zápasu se stává
Back here in Prague,
Česko!
the Swiss in the gold medal game for the third time. They lost a shootout in 2018 to the Swedes. You recall William Nylander's celebration where he almost broke Henrik Lundqvist's legs jumping into the net. They won. 9 Swiss players played in that game from this team. As forwards back to pick it up, banks it back across. Berchi chips up the center ice, picked up by Andrighetto. Sven Andrighetto moves in. Poke check by Tomaszek, and Berchi has it back. Scooped up by Tomaszek. Berchi. Back for Andrighetto to Josi. Berchi. Berchi plays that back to Josi. Tees it up and shoots. It goes off the stick of Stransky and wide. And that broke Stransky's stick. Turkov for Berchi with a shot. And Dostal hangs on to that.
See Josi trying to talk to Berchi now. My guy didn't have a stick. We don't want to waste any shots. They're not going to be dangerous. Lots of dignitaries, politicians, sports stars. Jaromir Jagr, recent Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah, inducted this morning into the IIHF Hall of Fame. There's one thing about outweighting an opponent, that's patience. He outweighted the Hall of Fame. They have a 3-year waiting period. They finally gave up.
Not sure when, if ever, he will retire. Officially.
Chervenka plays it back in. Still owns the team in Kladno.
I know a handful of games this year.
Yeah. Jaroslav Pozar, another Czech legend, was inducted today, a 3-time Stanley Cup champion with Edmonton. Now Kasha tries to throw that back in front. Here is Hayek with it. Takashi was squeezed there by Loeffel. Who's going to pry this thing open? Bouncing puck loose in front, knocked wide by Ambuel. Andres Ambuel back on it. Ambuel pivots back in the corner. Back with it again, swings that back across to Kukan. Looks back for Ambuel, the pass was behind him. And Kondratek has it back. Thomas Kondratek. Winds back at Cervenka for Kondratek. That was broken up by Siegenthaler. Now it's center ice. Here comes Hischier with Ambul. The drop pass for Ambul. He pokes it back for Hischier. Loose in front. And it bounced away from Ambul.
Ambul's gassed. He's got to get off.
Kukan. Long shot. Got through, but Kempny knocked that away. And now Kempny back with it. Lead pass to Nietzsche is poked away by Kukan. Niederreiter to Fiala. Hischier plays that back for Jonas Siegenthaler. Hischier plays it back in. Nietzsche chips that back across. Away comes Camp. Camp fans on that shot. Glauser stepped into him. Yossi chips it back around. Niederreiter waiting for it. And Glauser got crunched there by Kubalik. Picked up by Yossi. Fiala chips it back down to the Czech zone as Gudas goes back. Niederreiter holds that for the Swiss. Looks back down to Kurashev. Philip Kurashev pumped off the puck by Gudas and it's scooped back up by Pasternak. Drops it back to Gudas. Lead pass on the tape of Pasternak. Moves in and shoots. It's off the skate of Fora. Pasternak back for Palat. Can't get a shot away on that. Now Simeon to the line but not up. Held by Kondratek. Slides that down to Palat. And Berchi broke that up, but Pasternak comes in. And now Palat reaching for it. Kicks that free. Palat back on it. Taken down by Fora. Penalty coming to Switzerland. And with 10:29 to go in the second period, the Czechs are going back to the power play. Their first was abbreviated when Palat was penalized.
What a job by Palat. Keeping his feet moving, pulling himself out, holding, roughing, clotheslining, whatever they wanted to call that. Fora was in a bad spot. Reached out, tugged down Palat, who was working so hard to get free, keep the play alive. They could get a little bit more organized than they were in their first. They had one good look off of one face-off, right away to Cervenka, and after that, not a whole lot.
And the issue wasn't shortened by the Palat penalty.
Yeah.
It only lasted 48 seconds, so now Zaka, Kasha, Pasternak, Cervenka the forwards, spot check on the back end. Zaka, back to spot check. Pasternak back with it. Pokes that down to Zaka. Feeds it back across to Cervenka. Cervenka down to Zaka, back for Cervenka. Looks back for spot check across. He goes to Pasternak. A shot. Janoni the save. Glauser for Turkov. That skipped away from him. Pasternak's back after it. Maintains possession and flips that back to spot check. Feeds across to Cervenka. Cervenka. Spot check. Pasternak. Winds it and shoots. It goes off Glauser and just wide. Kasha taps it back across for Cervenka. Zaka. Winds that down to Cervenka. Back down to Zaka, throws it back in front. Janoni got a stick on that. It's gloved down by Pasternak. Feeds that back to Kasha. He's spilled there by Glauser. And Glauser sends it down. The Swiss got a change. Pasternak drops that back for spot check. Inside a minute to go in this power play. That pass bounced off Nietzsche's. Ambul plays it back in. And Nietzsche has it back for Palat. A two-time Stanley Cup winner with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lead pass for Nietzsche. Winds back in, Nietzsche. Across the set line. Nietzsche plays it back around. 30 seconds to go in the Czech power play. Kubalik back in the corner, picked up by Kukan and sent down. And Dostal plays that for Kondratek. Back across to Palat. Andre Palat swings that rink wide for Kubalik. He'll be set up as a shooter on this unit. Kubalik. Nietzsche. Kondratek. And Nietzsche with a shot. Janoni the save. Final seconds now the power play. Palat swings it back for Kubalik. A shot that was blocked by Kukan. Palat plays it back across. As Fora steps back on. Nietzsche back across for Kubalik. Shoots on the outside of the post. Kubalik back in. And that goes up and out. 8:19 to go here. In the second period, there's still no score. the second period. It's the gold medal game of the 2014 World Hockey Championship.
To Czechia's credit, they have pushed the pace in this game.
They have.
I thought they'd be more on their heels and maybe having Switzerland with the puck in the offensive zone. Has not been the case.
They've outshot the Swiss 20-13 overall. Off the draw, picked up by Stransky. Radim Rulik has not been shy about playing this line against other teams' top lines. They're back out there against the Hischier line right now. Picked up by Baranek. Loose behind the goal, Baranek. Moves away from Marty, played that back down, but Hischier took it away. Now Tomaszek with it, and Marty comes back. Hischier lost his stick. Tomaszek has the puck back to the point. He goes to Kempny with a long shot, and through the traffic, Giannoni made that save. Hischier lost his stick again. Now Giannoni drops it back to Fora. It's hard to describe how this tournament has taken over this country. Town squares, sports bars, you name it. It is everywhere. And this country has come to a virtual stop tonight. That's knocked away by Dostal. Long shot by Simeon, and Siegenthaler with it. Long shot knocked away by Dostal. The Czech, after weekday games, led to a dramatic rise in sudden needs to book a dental appointment.
Personal errand days. Here's Kubalik earlier. That's a quick release. You're right. Did catch the outside of the post. That would be one where Giannoni will tell you he had the angle. He wasn't going to get there anyways.
And by the way, one of the most popular sports bars in Prague, in the old town, owned by Martin Berchinski and Peter Nedved.
Stop by to say hi to my former teammates.
Stradička means...
Both of them, actually.
Stradička means the hockey bench in Czech, and it's been a popular spot for former players to come by in this spectacular city. Necas winds his way in. Necas works it back across for Spacek. Spacek shoots, it bounces back in front, went off Kamp's skate, and Turkov plays that into the Czech bench.
It's a good idea by Spacek. You're not going to beat the goaltender. There's no screen. Throw it towards the bodies, around the sides of the net. Maybe you get a deflection, or at least maybe you lose. Switzerland loses coverage because they can't see it.
Face off in the Swiss zone. Camp for it. In addition to the goal he scored, he also won a key face-off that led to the first Czech goal. Bouncing puck, Krejcik plays it high off the glass. Camp trying to bat that out. Krejcik, lead pass to Camp. Feeds that back to David Spacek, a Minnesota 5th-round pick in 2022. He spent this year with the Iowa Wild of the American Hockey League, his first year of North American Pro. Sedlak moves in. He will be an NHL player, don't you think?
He looks like he's got the makings of one.
Now Sedlak pulls that frame for Kondratek. Shoots, that was blocked. Hit Kasha actually, now picked up by Yossi. He brings it back 3-on-2. Yossi drops it back to Ambul. In shoots, that was blocked by Kondratek, and the loose puck swept away by Cervenka.
Kasha going right down the tunnel. He is in serious distress.
You hate to see that.
Running to the dressing room.
Lawful long shot. Dostal knocks that away. And Kondratek with it. Kasha had talked this week about potentially returning to the NHL after coming back to play in Czechia this year.
Ondrej Kasha has been really good in this tournament for Radim Rulik. He's got 7 points, and Kondratek wrists this in, and where does he get him? Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. You see his reaction, struggling and in need of help.
Loose puck goes to Fiala, shoots off the side of the goal. Now Fiala back on it. Back at the point, Lawful a long shot. Goes off Hischier and wide. Hischier for Fiala with a shot, and Dostal makes the save on that as Fiala and Hayek are into it. 5:22 to go in a still scoreless gold medal game.
Ještě jedna malá pauzička ve hře v této třetině a necháme si vylosovat další chvíli pro vás. Dámy a pánové, opět přichází váš čas. Čas pro nejlepší hokejové fanoušky na planetě. No a tentokrát chceme vidět, jak se tady v Praze, v srdci Evropy, máte rádi. Dejte si pusu, to je ono. I welcome to Prague. Krásné úsměvy. Jsme rádi, že se máte rádi, že nás máte rádi a že fandíte společně s námi na mistrovství světa.
.5:22 to go here in the second period. Czechia last won the World Championship gold in 2010. Switzerland has never won it. Czechs won gold on home ice in 1985 as Czechoslovakia. 7 years later came the split between the Czech Republic and Slovakia. At the World Junior Championship.
Straight out.
Did it go out? Linesmen are talking.
Radko Gudas acting like it was deflected out.
So the two linesmen and the two referees are talking in front of the timekeeper's bench.
Nope, that's straight out. Turkov's stick was near his, but that was straight out. Oh, good call by the officials. Had to get it together.
Yeah, and so now the Swiss got a power play with 5:11 to go in the second.
Because of the slash of Turkov's stick on Gudas's stick, it sounded like he maybe ticked it.
Right.
But it wasn't anywhere near the puck, despite Gudas's best efforts to convince them otherwise.
And there's one of Czechia's best penalty killers in the penalty box.
And the other one, Jan Ruta, not playing tonight.
Right. Vincent suspended 1 game for an elbow in the semifinal.
But he was not penalized for.
Right.
It was missed. Appropriate suspension, though. It was pretty dirty elbow.
He's here in for the face-off against Kemp. Back at the point, here is Yossi. Across to Fiala, down to Ambul. Fiala works in, feeds it back in front. Fiala with a chance, does down the save, he's down. Played back for Hischier. Slides that back to Yossi. That long shot goes wide. Hischier back with it. Now sent down the ice by Kempney. So neither referee who worked that semifinal game between Czechia and Sweden got an assignment today. Niederreiter with it. Back for Yossi. Across to Fiala. Shoots. It goes off the leg of Kondratek. And the rebound clear, but not out by Sedlak. Hischier back for Yossi. Tees it up and shoots off the outside of the goal. Hischier back on it. Back down for Niederreiter. For Yossi to Fiala. And Chervenka almost poked that up, and Fiala's back on it. Inside a minute to go in the power play. Ambul. Andres Ambul feeds that back to Hischier. Back to Ambul. Sends it back in front. Niederreiter shoots, and Dostal makes the point-blank save.
Not right on the one-time spot for Niederreiter. He had to corral it off his skate. He's wide open. And into the back of the net if he can get it to his forehand, but Ambul can't find the passing lane. That was after this little poke check and secondary save from Dostal on Fiala. High slot tip from Niederreiter also just to the side. A much better power play for Switzerland, even though they didn't cash.
And Andrzej Kasha making his way back to the Czech bench.
That is good news for him.
He's an important penalty killer as well. Back at the point, Kurashev couldn't hold it. He'll swing back as Loeffel has it now. Kurashev. Rink wide for Herzog. Kempny races to it. And Kempny knocked off the puck, but Spacek has it. And slides that by Haas and back down the ice. Romain Loeffel. Lead pass to Kurashev. Pokes that back across, and now Kampf goes back for it. Kurashev. Has a take one by Kampf. Look out, that clearing that went rocketing into the Swiss bench. It almost missed Tommy Albaline, the longtime Swiss assistant coach.
Andre Kasha, welcome back to the bench. That's a scary incident for him. With 5 seconds left now, you can put Natchez out there, not usually a penalty killer, but get back in the usual line rotation. Trusting David Kampf to at least scrum the draw. This will be out in short order to play down low.
Kampf gets a warning on the face-off against Berchi. Wins the draw anyway. And Hayek pounds that back down the ice, and Gudas steps back on. One shot for the Swiss on that power play. Kukan winds in. Drops it back for Shervay. Tristan Shervay being tied up there by Hayek. He pokes that free. Looks out for Kubalik. That's knocked down by Turkov. And Kondratek. Up the center ice for Natchez, who chips it back down to the Swiss zone. Shervay knocks out ahead, but it's intercepted by Natchez. Martin Natchez winds ahead. Up for Sedlak. For Natchez, he poked that wide. Sedlak. Back for Cervenka. For Krejcik. To Gudas, that shot deflected off Shervay, skating wide. And now Cervenka back on it. Rolling puck, and picks it up in the corner. Cervenka. Trying to kick that free. Berchi. Kicked it back across for Siegenthaler. And Kasha stepped into him. At the point, here's Krejcik. It skipped by him as Hischier was closing quickly. Played back for Gudas. Radko Gudas snaps that ahead. He finds Pavel Zacha. And Zacha winds in, plays that back for Gudas, who powdered that wide and skipped strangely off the boards, and Giannone had to glove that.
Gudas broke his stick trying to really lean on that one. Forced it wide. It's amazing how much energy the crowd expels even when there's no goals in the game.
It must be an exhausting experience to be a Czech hockey fan.
It has been these past 2 weeks anyways.
It's just been an extraordinary experience. The games sound and feel different here than almost anywhere else. Next year it'll be Sweden and Denmark co-hosting in Stockholm and Herning. And the year after that, it's Freiburg and Zurich, Switzerland. The gold medal game will be in Zurich. Herzog winds his way out, chips that back down to the Czech zone as Kempny goes back. Spacek. Back around for Palat. And Zacha has to go off Simeon, but he can't hold the line. Simeon feeds that down, and Dostal out to play it. Flip back down to the Swiss zone, and Kubalik got there first. And Christian Marty has it back. Marty slides that back down as Spacek gloves it down for the Czechs. Spacek up for Pasternak. Lifts that back down to the Swiss zone. Here's Kampf back after it.
1 minute left in the second period.
Kubalik banks that back. Hayek with a shot that went off the stick of Andrighetto and wide. Here's Pasternak with it. Pasternak spins it back in front. Great chance there for Kampf off the outside of the post. Kondratek with it. Back for Pasternak. He shoots. Giannone save, and Kampf couldn't corral the rebound. Bank back to Kondratek. Rink wide he goes to Pasternak. Pasternak throws it back in front. Kampf couldn't get a shot away. Kampf back to Hayek for Pasternak. Out and shoots. He puts that wide. Fora knocks it away from Kubalik. On comes Natchez for the Czechs. Time winding down here in the period. Kondratek back across to Hayek. for Natchez. Works it and shoots. He fired that wide. IIHF back on it. Final seconds now in the period. Natchez on it. Martin Natchez throws it back in front. Camp with a soft shot. And Giannone knocks that away. And through 40 minutes of play, we're still scoreless here in the gold medal game.
Czechia keeps pushing and pushing right to the end. Pasternak doing yeoman's work below the goal line, protecting it, spinning off, diving, finding Camp. Oh, and he had Giannone beat clean, top glove, but rings it off the outside of the post. And we still remain scoreless after 20 minutes, maybe just one goal required to win a gold medal.
Well, there's still no goal in the gold medal game.
Oohing and awing with every chance here in Prague. Third period still to come.
Ready for you, but before that, let's check out the key statistics of the second period.
Pojďme. odehrál ve Fandění. Raiffeisenbank, samozřejmě.
A nyní prosím, polibte nevěstu.
Team Switzerland, by number 88. Both teams are playing at full strength. Oba týmy hrají v plném počtu.
Tato polovina začne s vámi druhého pasu, tam máme na druhé straně. Budeme lepší tady!
Penalty for delaying the game, playing the puck outside the playing area. And so before. Stav utkání po druhé třetině. Švýcarsko, Česko 0-0.
40.
Easy, boys!
Playing at full strength. Oba týmy hrají v plném počtu. Playing at full strength. Oba týmy hrají v plném počtu. Both teams are playing at full strength. Oba týmy hrají v plném počtu. Both teams are playing at full strength. Oba týmy hrají v plném počtu. Plném počtu.
situaci, jeden, kurva. Jdem si proto, jdem si proto. Pojď.
Palička, jdeme, jo? Pojď.
Pojď, Vali, pojď.
Jdeme, jo? Pojď. Jdeme, každý, Večerem, jo? Pojď. Jdeme, jo?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the ice, Team Switzerland. Dámy a pánové, přivítejte do třetí třetiny finále. Tým Česka!
Lucas Estal, perfect on 17 shots so far. He's number 2 in save percentage of the tournament coming in. And, noting number 1 has stopped all of the 23 shots he's faced from Czechia. Switzerland played in the very first World Championship back in 1931. Founding nation of the IIHF over 100 years ago. Still looking for a first World Championship gold. And away we go in a tied third period. Kevin Fiala works in. Lays that wide of the goal. Niederreiter back on it. Looks back down to Fiala. Guna stays with him. No surprise that Roman Josi led the Swiss in ice time through 2 periods, but for the Czechs, it's Thomas Kondrata. Guna did take a minor penalty in the second period.
Well, Ruta absent. He's filling up those minutes.
Fischer trying to poke that free. It bounces back to Fiala. Throws it back in front, picked up by Natchez. And ahead he goes to Kubalik, who lays that back down to the Swiss zone. And here is Josi with it. Up ahead for Turkov. And Spacek takes that away. Kempny slides that back down. Siegenthaler with it. High off the glass at the line. Spacek got it skip away. In comes Turkov in behind him with Berchi. Turkov for Berchi. And that rolled just wide. Berchi back with it. For Siegenthaler, a shot that sails high off the glass. Kukan slides it back down to Turkov. And Spacek plays it back around. Pasternak almost off to the races, picked up by Berchi. Rink wide, he goes to Kukan. Kukan falls, picked up by Palat. In comes Andre Palat with Pasternak. Palat throws it back in front, just out of the reach of Pasternak. Pasternak back for Sidlak with a shot that was blocked by Siegenthaler. Palat slides that back for Kondratek. Across he goes for Hayek. Hayek shoots, hit a skate in front. Sedlak picks it out, trying to thread it back in front. Siegenthaler sprawled and broke that up. And Simeon to the line, but not out. Played back in by Hayek. Sedlak back on it. Slides that back for Kondratek. It was off the skate of Herzog and back down to the Czech zone. Hayek, long lead pass for Cervenka, who plays it in. Haas. Had that taken away. But counters it back up. Yates on Haas. Poke check and center ice by Cervenka. Now Haas has it back again. Christian Marty fires it back down to the Czech zone. Gudas back on it. Radko Gudas with a rolling puck. Moves it back to Stransky. Stransky winds in. Walks right in and shoots. Giannone makes the save up high. Rebound. Good chance there for Tomaszek. That's knocked away. Gudas steps up. Ambuel takes that away and backhands it back to center ice.
That fourth line again for Czechia. Attacking around the front of the net.
Now with speed, in comes Natchez around Fiala. Natchez shoots from a sharp angle. Giannone punches that away and all the way back down to the Czech line. Kempny works it back through the middle for Natchez. Drops it back for Camp. But away come the Czechs. Camp with Kubalik. Dominic Kubalik works in. Can't get a shot away. Flips it towards the goal. It trickles down. Knocked away by Fiala, who was the last man back. And that flip goes off the clock by Turkov. And play is called.
Defense, desperation time, block everything you can. Siegenthaler takes that one. And not step in front of that one. Here's Sedlak, you're exactly right. He wanted Pastrnak. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit more selfish, even on broken plays. Fire one right out of the bar short side if you could. These non-NHLers on the fourth line have been working well together, very much in sync with what they're doing out there.
Pretty good cross-check there by Shervay.
One of 700 in the game from both teams.
Well, the 701st might get called.
This is true.
There's Berchi back with it. And Rigetto squeezed there by Kempny, brought in now by Turkov. Alvin Turkov beats that back in front of bounces back to forward with a shot on the outside of the post. That's deflected. And Zacha has it back. David Spacek, his dad was a three-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist for the Czechs. Pastrnak fed that back, picked up by Andrighetto. And moved back down. A quarter century ago, the Czechs were unquestioned kings of the men's hockey world, the reigning world junior, world men's, and Olympic men's champions. They won back-to-back world championships and back-to-back world juniors in the early 2000s. To go along with a 98 Olympic gold medal in Nagano. Sedlak plays that back around. Yossi looking for it. Up for Kurashev, chips out ahead, and Hayek back to pick it up. Czechs have the first three shots of this third period, but in comes Herzog for the Swiss. For Sentler. Sentler rolls it back across, knocked down by Cervenka. Ahead for Sedlak with Kasha. In comes Sedlak. Tied up by Sentler, and Sedlak screaming at the official. And the crowd whistling its disapproval. Kurashev moves in, but that play was offside at the Czech line. You can't hear it over the crowd.
Or drifts this one and it catches a tip of Turkov.
Oh.
And gets the outside of the post. That outside of the post getting some work down that end. As Camp did the same thing in the second period. That's what it's going to take. A little flash screen, quick tip. Just both teams are too aware to give up anything obvious.
They met last Monday. Each team scored once in the power play. The game went to a shootout. There'll be no shootout tonight. They'll play it as a winner. Marty goes back, icing called against the Czechs.
Been a long tournament, their 10th game in 17 days. It's so intense. There's so much emotion. You just wonder can they keep up this pace physically and for how long?
It's hard to describe to people outside of Europe, but the team that wins this championship, these players are going to be legends in their country forever.
Immortalized.
Yossi brings it ahead. Shoots him a sharp angle to Stahl. The save on that. Fora throws that towards the goal, tipped wide by Hischier. Played back up by Tomaszek as Niederreiter ranges back. Niederreiter, one of 3 Swiss players who's won 2 silver medals, 2013 and 2018. Yossi another, and Reto Berra, the third goalie for Switzerland, is the other. Here's Kampf with it. Up through the middle, shipped ahead by Natchez, and Yossi looks back ahead. Picked up by Gudis. He's tied up by Niederreiter. Kubalik throws that rink wide out of the reach of Kampf. And Kukan swings back for it. Siegenthaler rings it back around. Off the bench comes Palat for the Czechs. Palat rink wide. Kempny slaps it back down as the Czechs are trying to complete a change. Palat drops it back. Natchez makes his way to the bench, and on comes Pasternak for the Czechs. Berchi moves in. Berchi knocks Kempny down. Sponchak got spun around. And it's picked up by Turkov. Back he goes to Kukan. Long shot floats high and wide. Siegenthaler races to it. A rolling puck in the corner. Siegenthaler lost the puck to Spacek. Quickly ahead for Pasternak. Winding in with Palat. Pasternak drops. Palat shoots, and Giannoni makes the save. There's no rebound. 13:24 to go here in the third period. Still looking for our first goal. Czechs will win a medal on home ice for the first time since 1992. They were Czechoslovakia still that December at the World Junior Championship in Sweden. The Czechoslovakia players went to bed on New Year's Eve playing for Czechoslovakia and woke up as 2 separate countries. The Czechs and Slovaks on January 1st, 1993. Zaka for the face-off. And the last gold medal for the Czechs on home ice was in 1985. Here in Prague as Czechoslovakia.
Well, what's great about this game, obviously incredibly tense, but the players aren't yet playing with fear. They understand the stakes.
Face-off one back, but picked up by Herzog, Fabrice Herzog. Winds into the Czech zone. Hayek stepped into him, and now it's picked up by Kondratek. Brings that back around, but it's held by Yossi at the point. Long shot that floats wide. Palat racing to it. Steps into Glauser hard, and Glauser's down. That was a stern body check from Andre Palat. Glauser's going back to the Swiss bench.
I think that glass is broken. They're going to blow it down. The glass where he's hit is cracked. That's very dangerous. Right there.
Herzog shoots, that floats wide. Not sure if anyone's seen that yet. Now Pasternak brings it out. David Pasternak works in. Flips that back ahead for Palat. Palat shoots, and a long drive turned away by Giannoni. Gudis plays it back in. Pasternak, a wraparound try, and it's knocked back down the ice by Simeon. And the puck dies on the end line. They're going to call that icing on the Swiss, who don't like the call. And the fans are trying to alert the officials about the broken glass at that end. Not sure if it's noticed. I think Nino Niederreiter is pointing out the official now.
Yeah.
You know you hit somebody hard when you crack the glass.
That Klaus was in trouble there. Does not sum it up. Woo. Clear those cobbles out of here, so we'll be delayed for a minute. They're gonna have to pop that entire paint out. And the fans doing their civic duty to say, hey, we can't keep playing here. That's a little bit dangerous. So everyone will get to take a breath. Try to recalibrate just 12.5 minutes.
It's warm in here. It's really warm and it's hot outside. It's the end of May.
There's been so many games every single day in this building. And that was 450 pounds crunch. Oh my goodness. Alistair looks like he's not getting up. Always dangerous when you hit your shoulder. And so we get a break for the players to relax, but not for the fans. As Swiss fans watch the replay and see Kale Holm recognize that's gonna have to get swapped out.
Bowser appears to be all right. And meantime, the Czech fans entertain themselves this way.
It'd be great if the glass replacement crew could beat the fans before they sit back down.
Yeah.
They like their chances.
Now, it's pretty cool when they do it in the building. When they do it on the subway after games, it is a bit nerve-wracking because the car sways back and forth.
It's bolted down there nice and tight. It's all good. And they got the full scaffolding coming out.
But they have the piece of glass.
These guys must be like a pit crew. Zip on, zip off. Whoop, whoop. Off and on.
And here we go. 12:29 to go in the third period.
And you almost wonder if this breakboard allows for a second the players' minds to drift about what could be.
Right.
When you're playing the game, you don't think about, you know, the reward at the end of it once you're in the middle of the game. You think about the game. But now you're gonna have 5 minutes or more.
And they've got the scaffolding. I'm not seeing any glass.
You gotta take the old one out before you get the new one in. Here comes the glass.
All right, they found the pane.
This was a ferocious hit, clearly.
And while we have a moment, I want to say our thanks to, first of all, the organizing committee here in Czechia and Prague and Austria for putting on just a tremendous tournament. It broke the attendance record. It has been spectacular. The people of Prague have been extraordinary. This has just been a joy for the players who played here. They've all talked about playing in this atmosphere, having this experience, whether you won or not. It has really been a first-class event in a world-class city.
We've both been to a lot of these, and the environment and the reception and the energy in this tournament is unlike any I've ever been. I think this is my 9th?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And never seen or felt anything like this before.
I saw the head of the Swedish organizing committee today.
Good luck.
They've set a pretty high bar here.
Is that a fan helping out, or what's going on over there?
Can't be a fan.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say. So they just gotta put the new one
But
in.
the fans are bracing that. The fans are holding that guy up. The guy in the tube. The fans are holding him up.
They don't want to wait for a ladder. They gotta get him up there. Let's get the game going. Got a gold medal on the side here. World champion. Going to be declared. A country who has look at the Swiss bench. Huddled in tight. And they are having, that's Roman Yossi right now. Wow.
So Roman Yossi just kind of led a team meeting on the Swiss bench.
It gave me chills watching that. They had everybody in, coaches included. 12.5 minutes or more away from potentially doing something they have never done before. For the Czech fans, it probably feels like it's been a lifetime as well.
Now they got the stanchion, the one stanchion in.
And for the players in this game, look at Roman Yossi in the center of that huddle. Look at this. urging and pleading and prodding and motivating everybody just a little bit more, just a little bit longer.
The highest scoring player in national franchise history. He'll be a Hall of Fame defenseman someday.
Yeah.
At the IIHF Hall of Fame and likely the Hockey Hall of Fame as well.
No question about that either. All right, with an assist from the fans, we're off and running. Let's go.
I told you the people of Prague are great. They do it all here. And they drink beer like it's their job.
It would be great if we could have like a debt clock, a beer sold clock in this building, spinning nonstop.
All right, so after that long delay, the glass is fixed. And we've got 12 and a half to go here in the third period. It's the gold medal game to face off. Now in the Swiss zone, Sedlak with Chervenka and Kasha. It'll be Haas to take it for the Swiss. Sedlak wins the draw back to Krejcik. Plays it back around Chervenka. Stick was tied up. Sedlak picks it free. Sedlak back for Kasha, and that's steered away by Giannone. Ambul up ahead for Sherve, who chips that down. Back goes Ruddick. Brutus to pick it up. Around he goes for Kasha. With a 6.5-minute delay as Kasha works in. Back down to Sedlak, trying to throw that back in front, picked up by Kasha. Haas picks that up. Oh, big hit at center ice as Radko Gudas took down Andras Ambul with a big hit.
You don't like it sometimes when you're on the receiving end, but that's a hip check. Down on the thighs.
Lead pass for Pasternak missed. Now Giannone out to play it. We want a goal, they chant. Klauser chips it in, knocked away by Kempney, that plays offside. At the check line, the linesman's going to blow it down about 4 times so the players can hear it.
Nothing wrong with that by Radko Gudas. As long as he doesn't go too low, and he does not. He gets thigh. If you get knee, how about that's a 40-year-old man doing a cartwheel. Popping right back up. It's Ambul.
Ambul broke the record last year for games played at the World Championship, and they actually had a pre-game ceremony to acknowledge it, which made him gruesomely uncomfortable to the delight of his teammates, who are enjoying every awkward moment of it for him. Giannone steers that away as Nate just goes after it. Offside, so the faceoff will come back with a long pass.
Did someone tip that by down to the line? Nope, gonna go all the way back. Little details to try to blow the zone. And we got 20,000 people in here, 17,000 plus, waiting to blow.
I think they sent the fire marshal home this weekend. I see people sitting in aisles.
Stairwells, aisles, you name it.
Face off, won by Berchi, back at the point. Yosia's shot, and Dostal blocking that away. Here's Berchi back on it. Spins and shoots, that's blocked by Sponchek. Rink wide for Kubalik. Dominic Kubalik. Fires that back around, Giannone out to play it. There's Berchi back with it. Slides that back down to the check zone. And they'll call that icing on the Swiss.
It's an art. Pivoting slowly, accelerating like they lost a step. Hayak does just enough to cause an icing, and every little bit here, we're in the last half of the third period, just about. Every moment.
There's Kondratek back across. Spacek scores! David Spacek opens the scoring! David Pastrnak the goal. Pastrnak electrifies this crowd with 10:47 to go. He came late and just in time.
We talked about the importance of the icing, of drawing that face-off, and it's a set play. They put out the option line. Pastrnak gets lost in coverage and backs out, and what a seam pass for Pastrnak on his back foot. Gets it up and gets it up enough to get it over the pad of Janoni. And the Czech fans, team, and country were hoping that if he lost, he would come for this moment.
Right.
Because he can do that when no one else can on his team.
Pastrnak is on every billboard, every TV commercial. The news that he was coming was announced during a Czech game, and the crowd erupted in a standing ovation. So Pastrnak, the opening goal. Now the Swiss, who have played with the lead for most of their important games, don't have it.
Motion off the puck makes it happen. Pastrnak steps in and then pops out. And what a look from Kondratek, leading ice time minute after 2 periods, with a wicked feed that Jaromir Jagr would approve of to break the bubble and blow the lid off this place.
There's the fan zone outside. There are thousands more in the Old Town Square watching on big screens there. And now they're up and hopping here in Prague. Do the Swiss have an answer? Kasha back with it. Hischier ranges back, picks up the loose puck. He's buried. In comes Niederreiter, his shot. Dostal got a piece of that. Gudas buried Hischier in the slot. Now picked up by Hischier. Racing to it is Gudas. Radko Gudas goes high off the glass and it rolls back down the ice. Icing waved off. What a moment for the Czechs. And now a long way to go here in the third. Long shoot in by Kukan. That's stopped by Dostal. 9:43 to go and the Czechs have the lead.
Switzerland and Czechia. Thank you so much. And it all means that the IIHF Ice World Championship attendance record was broken once again in Czechia. This is a total number 797,000 and 727.
David Pastrnak has put the Czechs ahead. We talked about the importance of his arrival, Mike. That's his first point since arriving in his 4th game.
No one's gonna remember that.
No.
Only that it was the first goal of this game.
And for the face-off against Turkov. The puck rolls back to Natchez, who plays it back out. Kukan feeds it back around for Siegenthaler. Jonas Siegenthaler wraps that back down to the Czech zone, and Kempny goes back. David Spacek plays it back around. And down it goes to Siegenthaler, and that's icing against the Czechs. And now every face-off, every bounce, every deflection becomes critical.
Having many times have we seen David Pastrnak drift to his offside, find the quiet ice, and hammer pucks past goalies. It's what he does as well as anyone. He takes more slapper one-timers at 5-on-5 than any other NHL player. He's mastered the art of it, pulled it off at the perfect time.
Spacek plays out ahead, and again the Czechs are playing without Jan Rutta, one of their top defensemen, suspended for an elbow in yesterday's semifinal game. That's picked up by Pastrnak. Winds back in. And now picked up by Niederreiter. Niederreiter drops it off to Hischier. And Nico Hischier head for Josi. The big boys on the ice now for the Swiss. Niederreiter knocks that down. Niederreiter. Hischier tied up in the corner. Niederreiter trying to work that free as Hayek leans into it. And it bounces back to Michael Fora, holds the line and throws that to an open corner. In comes Josi for it. Knocked off the puck by Palat. And now Zacha back the other way. Drops it back to Pastrnak. Pastrnak goes behind the back. Throws it back in front. A chance for Cervenka, just missed. Hischier back with it. Here's Fiala. Back to Fora. Ambuel reaching for it. Now bump back around. Sent back in front. Ambuel fanned on that. At the line, here's Kukan with it. Brings it back around. Andres Ambuel. With a bouncing puck. It's kept alive by Fora for a moment. Cervenka lays it ahead for Kasha. And Kasha bounces it back down to the Swiss zone. In comes Sedlak on a bumping there with Ambuel. Spacek to Kempley. Winds and shoots. That goes wide. Kubelik a chance. He puts it wide as well. Spacek steps up. David Spacek, the 21-year-old, playing a leading role for the Czechs here in the third period. Kempley goes back. Aegis chips that back down to the Swiss zone. Settler goes back. Icing called against the Czechs.
You got 7 minutes of your Czechia to win the board battles in your own end. The game will likely come down to how effectively Czechia can clear their zone with the pressure of Switzerland. Can Switzerland keep it in to stay in zone time?
All right, so now you've got Turkov for the face-off against Kemp. That was a mess.
Everyone's going to be really twitchy now on the face-offs.
Andrighetto back for Josi. Long shot by Glauser was blocked. He gets it back. Glauser sends it back in front. A chance for Andrighetto. Loose at the side of the goal, picked out by Berchi. Plays it back to Glauser. He shoots. That was blocked by Kubelik. It goes high off the glass. Dostal had lost his goal stick. Nervous moments for the Czechs as Josi brings it back ahead. Josi in the corner with it. Roman Josi pivots back. In the corner goes Andrighetto. Spin Andrighetto back for Turkov. Shoots deflected in front. Dostal makes the save and quickly corrals the rebound. A crazy carom in front. Almost got by Dostal.
What a sequence for Dostal. This high slot tip. It's Berchi, and watch Dostal just fight it. He's not even square to the puck. He's just trying to get his pads flush to the ground. That was after this earlier attempt. Andrighetto, how's your hip strength? One, and the check from Spacek. Diving back to take the second attempt away. Just leaning on Andrighetto where he can't get his stick loose.
Zacha for the face-off now against Hischier. He wins it. And the Swiss control. Hischier along the boards, tied up by Palat. The Czechs do have some old hands to defend the lead. Zacha tries to flip it ahead. It's knocked down by Kukan, but played back to center ice. Pastrnak in on Siegenthaler, goes rink wide for Fiala. Kevin Fiala works in. Fiala shoots at a sharp angle. Dostal to save. Rebound cleared by Palat, but picked up now by Hischier. Picked back out by Fiala. Fiala spins and shoots. Loose puck in front. Niederreiter couldn't reach it. And Palat sends out the length of the ice, but Kukan stepped in front of it, now picked up by Siegenthaler. Up for Niederreiter, the Swiss are changing. Drop back to Kukan. In comes Sendler, that's knocked away. Cervenka picks it up. Now Löffel with it. Picked up by Kasha. Sendler. Löffel. Long lead pass. That missed Herzog. Icing waved off as Gudas goes back. Back at the point. There's Josia's shot, and Dostal makes the save through the screen of Survey. 5:19 to go here in the third. 1-0 the Czechs lead.
And also, it's want to introduce you to a very special lady. She is from Latvia. Her name is Linda Jaunite, and she is our volunteer of the day. Thank you so much. Without your support, this event wouldn't be possible. Thank you. And Linda is not the only one. There are the other volunteers. Thank you so much. Also, naši dobrovolníci, patří obrovský dík za to, že máme nezapomenuté místnosti, že tady hlavné ruky. Děkujeme vám.
.19 to go in the third period. The Czechs have the only goal. David Pastrnak, playing in his 5th World Championship, has given the Czechs a chance to win a gold medal on home ice for the first time as Czechia. The last time they did it in 1985 as Czechoslovakia. The Swiss have never won a gold medal game. Andrighetto plays that back to Josi. Glauser rings it back in as Gudas goes back, being shadowed by Andrighetto. Josi throws that towards the goal glove by Dostal. We got another face-off in the Czech zone.
Czechs did a good job. That was a clean win for Switzerland, but both Cervenka and Kasha jumped the drop and were out on top of Josi and Glauser right away, so weren't able to generate anything. There you see the Pastrnak family dancing.
They'll all be dancing in Prague tonight.
My word. It is.
If they can make this stand up. But the Swiss have had some late game heroics before. Hischier wins that face-off back to Josi. Being shadowed by Sedlak. Josi picks it free. Roman Josi still on it. Feeds that back down to Niederreiter. Niederreiter throws it back in the corner. Josi on the other side picks it up. Throws that towards the goal. That goes wide. Picked up by Niederreiter. Back to Glauser. Red Glauser back down to Hischier. Inside 5 to go in the third period. Fiala races to it. Drops it back in the corner for Niederreiter, who's stapled there by Gudas. Fiala goes after it. Loose puck in front. Tip wide by Niederreiter. Back around it goes to Fiala. Fiala back down to Hischier. Hischier throws it back in front. Bouncing puck. Dostal swats at that. Loose behind the goal. Glauser's in deep there for the Swiss. Going to work that on Kasha.
Underneath Sedlak and whoever he's sitting on
top of someone.
Niederreiter.
And another face-off in the Czech zone.
They'll take it though. They needed a change. They needed a whistle to settle things down as the first line went to work. A little more physically engaged battling, and Dostal almost put that in his own net.
Wow.
He's trying to tip this one going back door. He does, but pops it up into the air where Sedlak and Niederreiter and Dostal all wave at it.
Off the face-off, Kukan plays it across. A long shot taken there by Löffel. And that's gloved by Dostal.
3 or 4 pretty clean wins in a row for Switzerland on offensive zone face-offs.
Cam for the draw.
You'd love a righty. Cam's a lefty. Sedlak's a lefty. You don't have that option. Zach has a lefty.
There's Turkov for it against Kent. 4:16 to go in the third. Off the draw, scramble puck. Spacek plays it back down to the Swiss zone. Zanoni leaves it there for Kukan. Dean Kukan, lead pass for Andrighetto. Kempney goes back. Squeezed there by Berchi, held by Loeffel. Romain Loeffel throws it ahead and skipped away from Andrighetto. And Spacek, a lead pass for Kubalik. Loeffel goes back for it and plays it around for Kukan. And away comes Kukan with speed. Moving into the Czech zone, he chips that back in deep, goes after his own shoot-in. As Kondratek goes back, now racing to it is Loeffel. He shoots, blocked in front by Kondratek. Turkov trying to poke that free. Loeffel can't hold the line. Chance now for Palat. In on Yossi. And Palat flipped that high and wide. Palat back on it. Drops it back, and Pasternak, a hard shot, knocked away by Janoni. Hayek has it taken away by Herzog. Now Simeon tries to throw that back in front. Picked up by Palat. Andre Palat looks ahead for Pasternak. That's knocked away by Siegenthaler. Jonas Siegenthaler chips that back ahead for Herzog. Chips it back down to the Czech zone where Gudas goes back. Sedlak throws that by Yossi and back down to the Swiss zone. Inside 3 to go in the third. Siegenthaler fires it back down to the Czech zone. Krejcik out there. Cervenka chips it ahead for Sedlak. Lucas Sedlak works in. On Fiala, pivots back in the corner. And happy to hold it there for a moment. Now Kasha comes back on the other side. He chips at it. Loeffel fell and played back in as Fiala gathers it back up. We keep an eye now on Janoni as Fischer is urging the Swiss to move the puck up the ice. Glauser. Kane St. Rice fires that down on the Stahl. He'll hang on to that. And with 2:09 to go in the third, we're going to face off in the Czech zone. Probably a timeout here for the Swiss.
Good decision by Glauser. They're having a hard time getting up the ice, so you float one into the belly of the goaltender and force a whistle. Now you get a timeout. Now you can rest your number one group because Fiala, Hischer, and Niederreiter have just been out there. Janoni likely to stay on the bench. Couple minutes left.
Is that too soon?
58, you haven't scored. Tough going. I know you don't want to give up an empty netter, but you need extra bodies around the puck. That's what you need. You might want to wait until you win a face-off. Looks like Janoni is going to stay. Nope. Yep, he's teasing
He
me.
was going to go back in, now they pulled him back out, so it'll be 6-on-5 for the Swiss. Ambuel looked to be taking the face-off. He will.
The righty, strong side.
Up against Kemp.
Broken stick.
Ambuel's stick broke on the play, but it's knocked down by Fiala. Ambuel hustles back to the Swiss bench. Rink wide pass to Loeffel. Ambuel quickly grabs a new play, but it's poked out by Gudas. Yossi plays it back in. Now played high in the air, back by Loeffel, back down the ice. And icing waved off. Not sure why, the Swiss are asking. Loeffel with it. He fires it back down. That broken stick still getting in the way. Gudas goes back, taken away from him by Niederreiter. It's skipped away from Hischier. Racing to it as Palat has a look and feeds that back down to the Swiss zone. And that will be icing. 1:26 to go in the third.
Palat really wanted the draw weight on that chip. You want to err on the side of being firm on the puck, but expect the defenseman Kempney, Gudis, with wide around the glass every time, high. And these stanchions are going to take strange bounces.
Yeah. On the other side now, it's Hischier versus Zaka.
Fiala could slip out for a one-timer on a clean win.
Face off, one back to Loeffel. To Yossi with a shot that was blocked. And Pasternak sends it down. And icing waved off as that deflected. And Loeffel gathers it back up. Loeffel for Fiala. Lays it over Hischier. Poked up by Kondratek. And they're going to call that offside at the Czech line. The Swiss. Turkov wins it, and Draghetto pokes it back. And Loeffel swings back to pick it up. Up the ice he comes, and Giannoni follows him. Loeffel fires it down to Stahl the save. He's looking for the empty net. Now Kasha has it. He's poke checked by Haas. And a move to center ice. Sedlak can't reach it. Fiala comes off the bench and picks it up, backhands it back down to the Czech zone. Kondratek lifts that high off the glass. That bounce in the Czech bench, I think.
Got a high stick out there.
So the face-off will be in the Czech zone with 39.6 left.
Stahl was going for a goal there. Kasha's upset he didn't make a play on the blue line because that would have been gone. Here's the high stick. Oh, does Kasha keep that in the play? Does he pull that back in the ice rink?
It looks like he did.
That might have been drifted over the glass, and he grabbed it with his stick above the partition line to make it not a delay a game. Wow.
Now Cam for the face-off against Hischier. That poor linesman. That's Nick Briganti of the United States. And off the draw, Fiala shot to Stahl, makes the stop. Picked up by Hischier. Nico Hischier in the corner, 6 skaters on 5. Loeffel back to Yossi. Plays it down to Fiala. Fiala back to Yossi. Yossi a long shot, that's knocked away. Niederreiter diving for it. Played to center ice, Kubalik dives for it. Now a chance for Kemp. David Kemp scores! It's Bedlam in Prague!
That doesn't sum up the effort, Czechia. Diving, racing to seal the victory. One of the greatest celebrations I've ever seen for a bench, ever.
The Czechs will win a world championship on home ice in Prague. And for the Swiss, it's bitter disappointment again in a gold medal game. Jaromir Jagr's in the hallway, the tunnel between the benches waiting to present the medals. The Swiss net is empty again with 19 seconds to go in the period.
Goal for Team Czechia, scored by number 6.
Kondratek back on it. Eye off the glass. Play was called with 10.9 seconds to go. It was offside called. It has been a record-setting world championship. They broke the attendance mark. The atmosphere here in Prague and in Ostrava has been astonishing. And now the local organizers are going to get the gift they could not have imagined. A gold medal on home ice. Coaches arm in arm. And the Czechs are gold medalists in Prague. A moment to last a lifetime.
Thank you all for Swiss fans. You did an amazing job. Thank you for the whole tournament. And once again, the unforgettable home streets.
Their first gold medal since 2010. Their first gold medal on home ice since 1985 when they were still Czechoslovakia. Patrick Fisher in Switzerland, it's another bitter gold medal game defeat. 2013, 2018, and now 2024. Radim Rulik, the 58-year-old.
The championship directorate has selected the top players of this world championship. The best players of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship are goalkeeper of Team Czechia, number 1, Lukas Dostal.
Lukas Dostal has just been named the top goalie in the tournament by the directorate.
Defender of Team Switzerland, number 90.
Roman Josi is the top defenseman.
Forwards of Team Switzerland, number 21.
Kevin Fiala named the top forward. They'll still be the media all-star team and the MVP. Here that comes now. Dostal's the all-star goalie. Josi and Carlson are the all-star defensemen. Kevin Fiala, Roman Chervenka, Dylan Cousins are the all-star forwards.
Team Sweden, number 65, Erik Karlsson.
Roman Josi, Erik Karlsson, all-star D. Dylan Cousins of Canada, Kevin Fiala of Switzerland, Roman Chervenka of Czechia, the all-star forwards, and Lukas Dostal, the 23-year-old, is the top goalie of both the media all-star team and by the directorate. And now we'll get the MVP of the tournament.
Dámy a pánové, milí hráči Česka, prosíme, vraťte se zpět na svoji motovou řádu, abychom mohli zahájit ceremoniál, který bude vydatovat mistrovství roku 2024. We kindly ask for teams to go back to the blue lines so we can start the closing ceremony of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Thank you so much.
We'll get the Player of the Game awards. Silver medals to the Swiss. For Andres Ambuel playing in a record 19th World Championship.
You see tears on both sides. The pain on one and the joy on the other. And it sums up the tournament in a nutshell.
And the Swiss slowly make their way to the blue line for the medal presentation.
players of each team will be awarded with a watch from TISO, the official timekeeper of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Awards will be presented by Matt George, the Vice President of Marketing of TISO, the official sponsor of the 2024 IIHF
Jakub Voracek's doing TV next to us. He's got tears in his eyes.
2024 IIHF Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Jaromir Jagr.
Jagr, the legend, out to present some awards.
Best player of Team Switzerland, number 43, Andrea Grosse.
So hits absorbed alone.
Yeah.
He had a rough physical night. Kept on coming back for more.
Best player of Team Czechia, number 88, David Pastrnak.
And Pastrnak, the hero. Just in time. Gets 1 point in the tournament. The game winner in the gold medal game.
That's all he needed.
Presented by the IIHF Council member and co-chair of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
So now the officials will get their medals. Referee Michael Campbell from Vancouver in Canada. Michael Holm from Sweden, the other referee. The linesman Nick Briganti of the United States and Ludwig Lundgren of Sweden.
Nicholas Briganti and Ludwig Lundgren.
Did a good job tonight.
It was a physical game, lots of motion in the building. They called what they had to, and both teams were let to play within the rules. A very physical game.
And now we should get the announcement of the Tournament MVP award.
And the most valuable player as selected by the media will now be presented by a member of the board of Skoda Auto, Mr. Martin Jahn. The most valuable player is from Team Switzerland, number 21, Kevin Fiala.
Fiala wins the MVP.
He had a dynamite tournament. Came a little late.
Yeah, became a new dad.
Lots to be proud of, although you see the pain in his face.
The Swiss so close.
Something they've never done before in their history.
The medals will be presented by the IIHF Council member and co-chair of the tournament, Mrs. Marta Zawadzka, and the president of the Swiss Ice Hockey Federation, Mr. Stefan Scherer.
They're 18-2-1
Now,
in the last 3 preliminary rounds of the World Championship.
They don't want to hear it, but they're right there. They're there, tie game, 10 minutes left.
Now the Swiss will get their silver medals, and 3 of them. Third string goaltender Reto Berra, Roman Josi, and Nino Niederreiter will get their 3rd silver medals for Switzerland. There are only 3 medals in the last 70 years. It's a great accomplishment, but it's hard to tell them that now.
Doesn't feel like that now, exactly. Maybe later in the summer, next year, recognize what a special tournament it has been for Switzerland. How they no longer are surprised that they are in the gold medal game.
Swiss will host this tournament in 2 years in Zurich and Freiburg. They'll be back. They've got a good young core. But hard to come this close again.
When you have that hanging over your head that you've never done it as a country.
Right.
It would be bitterly disappointing, but if you'd won it 3 years prior, somehow it takes a little sting out of the defeat.
Coaches and athletic therapist Luke Tardif congratulating Patrick Fisher. Pasternak and Fiala sharing a moment. How about Roman Chervenka, a two-time gold medalist at the World Championship for the Czechs.
He made the all-tournament team.
38.
38.
And deservedly so.
You don't make that for sentimental reasons.
Our congratulations to Peter Briza, the former Czech goalie, now Executive VP of the IIHF, who was the head of the organizing committee here, and they nailed it. It was spectacular in every way. Set the attendance record as we mentioned, but the passion for the games inside and outside the arena was unmistakable. And they might not have to wait 9 years to host it again. Briza will be one of the presenters of the gold medals to the Czechs. So the handshake line is almost done. Now the gold medals.
Please welcome the captain of Team Switzerland to accept the second place award.
First, Yossi will get the
Ladies and gentlemen,
second place trophy.
Yossi!
You saw the joy of the Swedes a few hours ago after winning a bronze medal. You contrast that with the team that finished a place ahead of them.
The gold medals will be presented by the IIHF Senior Vice President, Mr. Petr Bříza, the President of Czech Ice Hockey Association, Alexander Czech, and the President of the International Ice Hockey Federation, Mr. Luke Tardif.
And now the gold medals for the
The
Czechs.
2024 IIHF Ice Hockey Pro Championship gold medal goes to Team Czechia!
And appropriately, these gold medals are partly made with Czech crystal.
Jakub Krejcik, look at that get up on his face.
Did he earn that?
It all seems worthwhile now.
This is going to be a celebration that will go late into the night.
late into next week.
And these players will be remembered here in this country for a lifetime.
And Lucas Tostao, what he did in this tournament is some historic stuff for him.
Well, you talked about it. A lot of players came here to try to stake a claim, as you see Gudas get his gold medal, to potentially a spot in the Olympics in 26. Did anyone do more to cement a spot than Tostao did?
Can't imagine. Shut out the U.S. in the quarterfinal, 1-0. Was in net for a lopsided victory over Sweden, then another shutout for gold.
And there is Pasternak. Cervenka, the captain.
Dámy a pánové, milí mistři světa, po tom, co získáte zlaté medaile, bude následovat ta nejkrásnější melodie. Proto vás požádám, abyste se postupně vrátili zpět na svoji modrou čáru. Ta nejkrásnější melodie už za chvíli v zaplněné pražské aréně. Děkujeme vám, mistři!
Andre Pavlik, the goalie coach, Thomas Plekanec, the assistant coach, Peter Nedved, the GM, some great NHL players involved in the management group of Czechia's team.
Time hosting, and the win on home ice is just so spectacular. The Czech anthem, Where My Home Is.
IIHF Ice Hockey World Champion. Dámy a pánové, zazní hymna mistrů světa, hymna Česka!
From IIHF President Luc Tardif.
By the President of the International Ice Hockey Federation, Mr. Luc Tardif.
Dobre večer, Česko. Děkuji Praze a Ostravě. Before to close this World Championship 2024, I would like to say congratulations for the organization committee. Congratulations for the Czech Federation for an outstanding work. the high authority, the city of Prague and the city of Ostravia, who support this event. The 740 people volunteer who work during this event. Big hand, please. So I think that's time to close the ceremony and give the trophy. Captain, please.
Dámy a pánové, kapitán Česka, Roman Červenka, převezme trofej pro mistry světa.
Roman Červenka, the captain, accepts the trophy from Luke Tardif. And the Czechs are the world champions for the first time in 14 years. And they celebrate a golden tournament here in Prague.
večer nikdy neskončí. Ať oslavujeme vítězství Česka. Krásnou neděli nám všem. Užívejme si oslavy. První domácí titul mistrů světa. Před tím nejlepším publikem. Děkujeme vám, Česko! Czechs, thank you so much for this IIHF Championship. You've been truly amazing. We hope that you will never forget Czech
David, you score a monumental goal. You have a gold medal around your neck at the World Championship on home ice. Is it even better than you imagined?
100%, yeah, like you said. We did it at home, you know. We've been waiting for gold for a very long time, and it couldn't come at better time.
I just saw you lead a chant with all of your fans. Czechia fans broke attendance records at this World Championship. What's your message to all the supporters who helped you get that gold medal?
Well, obviously, big thank you. They've been doing amazing atmosphere for last 2-3 weeks. And I said we were so happy we could extend it to the weekend with the fight for the medal, you know, and like I said, couldn't end any better with the chants. You know, everybody know I love chanting, so I had to enjoy that a little bit and get the crowd going even more. And it's super excited. I said a big thanks goes to them because they were behind our back. They were our 7th player the whole tournament, and we are super proud and happy that we could done it for them.
David, after you were eliminated with Boston, you flew right over to Czechia and competed with your team. Why was it so important once again to represent your country?
Well, obviously this was special. It's at home. I have never played home. You know, from my family, they always have to travel. I left when I was a kid and never played home. So it would be really hard for me to say no. And obviously, when I'm healthy and I get to go, I will never say no to the national team.
And how proud are you of your teammates tonight?
I'm so proud, honestly. It's outstanding, the group that we had, you know, with me and Pavel coming so late. They made it so easy for us to just follow the system, you know, and I would say it was super easy. We did everything for the team, and, you know, we played like one unit the whole tournament, and we got rewarded.
Lastly, in Czechia, what will you remember the most fondly when you look back at this night years down the road?
Určitě zážitek na celý život. Velký dík patří divákům, samozřejmě jsme moc rádi, že jsme to mohli zvládnout pro vás a určitě se těšíme na Staromák a uděláme z toho velkou party.
Congratulations again. Rowan, I saw you call everyone in your team in for a huddle midway through the 3rd period. What did you say to the guys?
Well, our coach was talking, and then I said something, and we just told ourselves that we have to believe, and I think we did. And it's tough. Sometimes sports is tough. We all believe we can win this game. It was 0-0, and we thought we had a really good chance, and obviously didn't happen.
I know you beat Czechia in the shootout in the preliminary round, but of course a lot has changed since then. In your opinion, what made them such a challenge tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tight game. Obviously, they got a lot of great players up front. They played well defensively. I think both teams played pretty patient. And, yeah, they ended up scoring 1, and we didn't. So
you do win a silver medal. On the positive side, what will you remember the most fondly when you reflect on the tournament?
Well, our team, you know, I think we came together a couple of days before the whole team before the tournament, and we found a way to connect, to become a real team. And you know, even tonight, we believed, we battled, we tried everything we can, and sometimes sports is tough, but you know, it was a hell of a ride with my teammates.
Is there a message you have for your supporters at home?
Yeah, sorry. Ich kann nicht nur danken für den Support, den wir hatten von der Schweiz. Wir haben es so gerne heimgebracht für die Schweiz. Wir haben alle für die Schweiz gespielt, wir haben alles gegeben. Ja, so eine Zeit in Nordamerika und die Weltmeisterschaft ist immer eine Verbindung zur Schweiz und zu unseren Fans und zu unseren Leuten. Und ja, es ist schade, wir haben es so gerne heimgebracht in die Schweiz.
Thank you, Roman. Congratulations on the gold medal around your neck. What's stood out to you about your team's performance tonight?
Unbelievable. They're fighters. You know, they fought so hard every single game since the start of the tournament, and we're so proud of this team.
When you look back on this night, what will you remember the most fondly?
I mean, look around. I mean, that's something you remember for the rest of your life. It doesn't get better than that.
And you've been saying throughout the tournament, this home crowd is the sixth man on the ice. Describe their importance tonight in securing this gold medal at home.
Yeah, like you said, six men on the ice. I mean, they helped us so much. They support us throughout the tournament, and it's their championships as well, of course.
David Pasternak had a huge goal tonight. How much of a spark did he give your team when he came over after Boston was eliminated?
He's one of the best players in the world, and we got lucky, unfortunately for Boston, obviously, but we got lucky, and we're so happy to have all the players, not just Pasta, but Nechas and Kampf and all those guys that came from the NHL helped us so much. It was huge for us, and they were a big part of this team.
A terrific tournament as well by Lucas Dostal, 23-year-old. Stood tall in net. How impressed are you with his performance at this tournament?
Unbelievable for his age, and you know how calm he was, and can't say more than that.
And lastly, do you have a message to all the fans?
Byli jste výborný fanoušci, takže si zasloužíte tu výhru taky.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Patrick, I just spoke to your captain, Roman Josi, who was in near tears. How hard is that to see as a coach?
It hurts. It hurts. We wanted it. We tried everything we had, and came up short.
You've mentioned how close you felt to gold ahead of this game. What do you think was ultimately the difference maker tonight?
I think they have a great team, a great crowd. They made a lot of people happy in the building, and they were better at certain areas, and for us it's hard, but again I'm so proud of that team. Our team, we had great 2 weeks here, and now we got to suffer, but congratulations to Czechia.
And I know you wanted a gold medal tonight, but you do leave with a silver. You mentioned your pride in this team. What are you saying to the guys just to keep their heads held high and be proud of their accomplishment?
Yeah, we can just say thank you for what they did. I mean, it's an amazing group. Every single guy gave everything for the team, sports. We had beautiful times, and now sports is very hard again. But again, we're not giving up. Ja, es macht mega weh. Wenn alles geht, die Mannschaft alles geht. Kompliment der Tschechen. Sie sind heute um 8 mit dem Stadion und der Mannschaft, und ja, es hat nicht gelangt, und ja, macht weh, aber wir gehen nicht auf.
Patrick, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Konec sezóny, díky moc. Málo zápasů, docela jsem.
Lenny, pojďte blíž.
Fire!